What if I told you that everything since the dawn of time is directly responsible for your current state? In other words, your free will is non-existent, and every decision you make is the result of cause and effect. This kind of chilling belief that some hold would upend how we view everything from criminality, wealth, and other forms of social standards. If we stop and think in a deterministic fashion about everything from our past to the future that we're building now, it becomes apparent that we are all products of the longest cause and effect chain that will ever be known, and have a false sense of free will and human responsibility. We are all unable to control the chain reaction of events in which we merely produce a set outcome. Deterministic ideology was developed by the Greek philosophers during the 7th and 6th centuries BC by the pre-Socratic philosophers Heraclitus, Leucippus, and later Aristotle. This way of viewing the world was mainly held by Stoics in varying degrees. There are 4 main kinds of determinism that are frequently discussed. Number 1 is logical determinism, which states that like the past, everything in the future is set in stone and inalterable. Number 2 is theological determinism, which holds that everything about the future is known by God, or your version of the all-powerful being due to his omniscience. In Christianity, this is a big debate due to some parts of the Bible hinting at a predestined outcome for each person's soul. Number 3 is psychological determinism, which makes the argument that we always act on our strongest rationale and that the circumstances in early life will predict how we will address life as an adult. Number 4 is physical determinism, and that is the belief that all physical occurrences have predestined outcomes due to the laws of physics that control the world we live in. Number 5 is the many worlds view of quantum mechanics or multi-universe theory, which was proposed by physicist Hugh Everett in 1957. It challenges the notion of determinism by stating that every possible action we take is performed by us randomly, and thus each action or choice we take in this universe is simply a random result, with each possible result happening but in a different universe. This theory questions our sense of self-mastery and fate similarly to determinism, but in a different way, and if true, poses many interesting cause and effect questions to how world events could have gone if key people in history had their choices and results rolled differently. Without contact of these parallel existences, we will never know. The main point held by determinists is that we do not have a kind of intricate control over our worldly experience as we think we do. Thus, there are many factors that may or may not have indirect correlation to a set of options we have in the circumstances we are in now or in the future. The question that will always be asked is, if determinism is real, how much control do we have over our choices? If choice is an illusion that we give ourselves to help make sense of today's social order, an excuse used by the privileged to explain why others have a less way to moralize our places socially and monetarily in life. Determinism doesn't take away human effort, but it does paint a picture of life where we are inseparable from our destined outcomes. Every time we make a choice, it is simply us acting out another line in a play that we never wrote or asked to be in.